Hi, and welcome to ITS Now, Episode 7. This week I'm going to veer from the normal ACL stuff and talk about the ACL kids. But this week I wanted to kind of promote one of the sports performance clinics I have going right now, the shoulder one, baseball, softball, and swimming. So in those clinics, Sunday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. is the swim one. And then Mondays and Thursday evenings from 8 to 9 p.m. is the softball and baseball clinic. At those clinics, I focus on a lot of core work. I focus on a lot of legs for their power. And then I also focus on a lot of shoulder prevention work. So a lot of mobility, a lot of strengthening of the big muscles as well as the smaller muscles. So what they do in those clinics is, of course, they start with the band work first. I'm a queen of the bands. And then they go into some shoulder mobility with a PVC pipe. You'll see videos later in this episode of the type of exercises that they do. It's basically to make sure that their shoulders and their scapulas are as mobile as possible throughout the entire range of motion of the shoulder. So you got to realize the shoulder is made up of three different joints: the glenohumeral, the acromioclavicular, and the scapulothoracic. So the scapulothoracic is tricky because it's the scapula with the thoracic area. It's not necessarily two joints or two bones coming together. It is more of muscles meeting with the scapula. And so a lot of times they'll have a lot of restrictions in that area. So we have to make sure that the scapula is gliding the right way so it doesn't cause any shoulder issues. Also, I have noticed that a lot of labral tears and a lot of other shoulder injuries occur because of the fact that the scapular muscles are not as strong as they need to be, because those are the stabilizing muscles, as it is with ACLs. The hamstrings and glutes, which are the backside muscles, are the stabilizing muscles. So you have to make sure that those are as strong as possible. Plus, we are a very front-loaded, if you want to call it that, society. I mean, look at how I'm sitting right now, kind of a little bit rolled forward. So we're at computers, we're on our phones, we're on tablets, but we're always getting really a forward roll in our posture. So our scapular muscles aren't being strengthened up as they need to be, and we're getting really tight pec muscles. So those are things that need to be addressed, especially during these clinics. So I generally start with bands, and then I go into the PVC mobility work, which you'll see videos of. And then I recently realized, it's one of those things that you think these kids are just really strong. I mean, they can lift so much weight, and they can squat this weight, and they can do the bench, and they can do the push-ups and everything else that I ask. But rotator cuff, basic, simple rotator cuff exercises with the bands have recently been incorporated within the past few weeks into the training sessions. I realized that they were actually pretty weak on these and they needed work on them. So we do that as well. So mobility, rotator cuff work, some diagonal work with PNF and bands, and then we go into the lift. Now, when I train the girls or the guys in upper body, it's always one front exercise. So it's always some kind of push-up or some type of kettlebell press or something like that. And then they go into two back exercises. For example, last night they did the Bosu push-ups. I like to add that in because it's neuromuscular, so it forces the nervous system and the muscular system to work together, providing the joint with the strength it needs, but also the ability to adapt to different changing environments because of the stabilization part. And then I added in some TRX, high rows and regular rows. Now, I understand not everyone has a TRX, and that's fine, but you can do it with bands. You can do it with weights. You can do it all different variations of it. But I always do two back exercises to one front exercise. And then at the end of the session, they get to foam roll. They foam roll their thoracic spine. They just lay there and open it up. And then they work on slowly rolling out their their latissimus dorsi and their other scapular muscles. So that's pretty much it. Those are the things I wanted to focus on. Check out the videos. This is going to be a lot shorter of a YouTube episode, but it's for a purpose. I wanted to really focus on the things that we do at the clinic. So check them out, and I hope to see you next week. Slam my phone, slam my door. I know that you've been on it, but I've been on it, on the low. Like I'm down on it, yeah. You love when I'm down on it, yeah. I'ma spend time on it, yeah. So I came back top down. Say my days are cold without you. Number one. Won't you come trips to California? We can get with it, show you how to goes down. Around the world it get nasty.
somebody, baby. If you ain't, girl, what we gon' do?
Even if I left today and stayed away, some move away to make a way. Not move away 'cause they afraid. I brought back to the hood, and all you ever did was take away. I pray for patience.